Hello guys, welcome back to Datacraft Excel and BI Hub. So today in this video we are going to study and practice 12 essential formulas in Excel which are very handy and helpful while doing data analysis. So here's our data that we are going to use throughout our video. So we have player name, the country they play for, the span, the matches played, the runs, highest score, hundreds, fifties, sixes, etc. So the formula that is first up on our list is maximum and minimum. The maximum function in Excel finds the largest value in a range, while the minimum function does the opposite. It finds the smallest value in a range. So we are going to find the maximum matches, maximum innings, maximum not outs, minimum not outs, etc. So let's get started. So to enter a formula, you have to start with an equal sign followed by the name of formula. So our range here is D2 to D151. So we're going to enter our range D2 colon D151. So our range has been selected. So rounded bracket closed, enter. Okay, so it has given us the maximum matches that has been played by a player. So we're going to do the same with minimum, equal sign, the name of the formula, which is minimum, select our range, which is D2 colon D151, round the brackets closed, enter. So the minimum matches that has been played is 31. So we are going to use the same formula for innings, not outs, runs, average, equals to name of formula max. So our range here is E2 to E151. Enter the range E151, round brackets closed, enter. So the maximum innings that has been played is 143. Do the same with minimum, enter the range, round brackets closed, enter. Okay, so the minimum innings that has been played is 31. Okay, so now we're going to find the maximum and minimum not outs. Maximum, so our range here is F2 to F151, F2 colon F151, round brackets closed, enter. Okay, do the same with minimum, F2 to F151, enter. Alright, so the maximum not outs is 42 and the minimum not out is 0. So we're going to find the now we're going to find the maximum runs and minimum runs. Same, maximum. So our range here is G2 to G151, G2 colon G151, enter. So the maximum runs is 4037. Do the same with minimum, range here is G2 to G151. Okay, enter. Minimum runs that is being scored by a player is 934. So now we're going to find the maximum and minimum average. Equal sign, maximum. So our range here is I2 to I151. I2 colon I151. 52. Do the same with minimum. Enter the range I2 to I151. Enter. Alright, so we have found the maximum matches, innings, not outs, runs, average, and same minimum matches, innings, not out, runs, average by using the maximum and minimum function. Alright, so next up on our list is if function. So the if function in Excel performs a conditional test and returns one value if the condition is true and another value if false. So we are going to apply an if condition that if the average of a player is greater than or equal to 40, then it should be written here in this column exceptional. But if the average of a player is less than 40, then it should be written good. So we're going to apply the formula equals to if average is in I2, so we want the Virat Kohli's average is greater than or equals to 40, then exceptional. So you have to write your value in double quotes whenever writing an if function. So we'll write here good. So in this area you write your condition that if this is equal to this, then if it is greater than this, if it is equal to this, and then that, then here it goes to this part and sees if the condition is true, it gives the value which is true, written here exceptional, and if the condition is false, it enters this value. We're going to click enter and it has given us exceptional. So Virat Kohli's average is greater than 40, so it has entered exceptional. So we're going to drag and drop for all the other players. Alright, so the players whose average is less than 40, it has entered good, and for the players whose average is greater than 40 or equal to 40, it has entered exceptional. Alright, so the next function that we are going to work on is length function. So the length function in Excel returns the number of characters in a text string. This function is useful when you need to count the number of characters in a cell. So its syntax is very easy. You just have to write equals to len, and you just have to enter the cell name, which is A2. Enter. So 7. So for just cross checking, we are going to double check that. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So it has given us the number of characters. And also one thing to notice, it also includes the space in the number of characters. So we're going to drag and drop this for all the other names. Alright, so it has given us the number of characters in the name of each player. Okay, so the next function on our list is the left and right function. So in Excel, the left and right functions are text functions used to extract a specified number of characters from the beginning, which is the left function, or end, which is the right function, from a text string. Alright, so we're going to enter the left function equals to left. So what is our text? It is in A2, which is Virat Kohli. So how many characters do we want from the start? Let's say 3. Close the brackets, enter. So it is given us the first 3 characters from the beginning of Virat Kohli's name, which is V space K. And I've already told you that it is going to consider space as a character too. So we are going to enter right function now. Right text going to be Virat Kohli. So we want, let's say, 6 characters from the ending. So we'll close the brackets, enter, and it has given us Kohli. So we're going to drag and drop this to apply it to all the other names. As you guys can see, it has given us all the characters, which is 3 characters from the beginning. And let's do the same with right function, and it has given us the 6 ending characters. Okay, so the next function that we are going to work on is substitute. So the substitute function in Excel is used to replace one set of characters with another set in a text. So its syntax is pretty basic. Just have to write equals to substitute. Alright, so it is required to enter the text. So our text is here is going to be in C2, which is our span. So it is going to replace our old text with new text. So our old text here is going to be the hyphen here, and it is going to replace it with /. So we're going to select C2. So our old text is going to be hyphen. So you have to write whether it is a number, text, or symbols. You have to write it in double quotes. So replace it with /, brackets closed, enter. Alright, so it has replaced the hyphen with /. So we're going to apply it with to all of the span. Alright, so it has replaced the hyphen with the /. So this is the substitute function. So our next function is the proper function. Well, it is a really basic function, but it is very useful while doing data cleaning. So the proper function in Excel is used to capitalize the first letters of each word in a text string. So I'm going to tell you its syntax. It's just the name proper, and just have to enter the cell, enter. So as you can see, it has capitalized the first letter of each word. So as you guys can see, is it was not capitalized at the first place. V was small and K was also small, so it has capitalized it. So we are going to apply this to all the other names. All right, I hope you guys understood this function. It is very basic and very easy to use and understand. Okay, so the next function that we are going to study is count, countif, and countifs. So these functions are really easy but are very important while doing data analysis and are very useful. Alright, so the count function in Excel is used to count the number of cells that contain numbers in a given range. So we're going to check that is equal to count. So I want to count, let's say, to KJ O'Brien. Close the brackets. All right, so it has counted the number of cells that contain numbers in a given range which I have given it, which is G2 to G28. All right, let's move to count if. So the countif function counts the number of cells within a range that meets a specific condition or criteria. So you have to apply a condition in countif function. All right, so we're going to give him the range to KJ O'Brien. All right, and so it should count the numbers, which is a runs column. So I want the countif function to give me the value that how many players are there whose runs are more than 3000. So I'm going to write that in double quotes. Okay, 3000. Right, enter. So in the given range that I have given, there are 6 players whose runs is more than 3000. Now we'll move on to count ifs. So the countifs function is the same as countif. It's just this, that the countifs function extends the functionality of countif to allow multiple criteria. So we're going to apply it. Countif, I'm going to give it the range to KJ O'Brien. So I'm going to write in double quotes greater than 3000. Okay, KJ O'Brien, and from Pakistan. All right, so I've given it the range in which it will go and find the players whose runs are more than 3000, but their country is going to be Pakistan. So it will go to it and will find the players having more than 3000 runs. Then it will go to the country column and will find the players which are from Pakistan, and then will give us the answer. Alright, so there's only one player in Pakistan whose runs is more than 3000. So this is basically the countif and countifs functions. Alright, moving on to the next functions. So the next functions that we are going to work on is sumif, and sumifs. I'm pretty sure that you guys know about the sum function, and it is really basic function. And for those people who don't know the sum function, well, the sum function is used to add up a range of numbers. So we're going to do it sum the runs from this range. So it is going to sum up the runs in this range. Enter. So It has given us the runs added up in the range that I gave it to it. Alright, moving on to the sum if function. Alright, so the sum if function adds up the values in a range that meets a specified condition. Alright, so we're going to pick this range of runs column. Alright, and our criteria is going to be greater than 2000. So it is going to add up those runs which are greater than 2000. So we're going to enter it. Alright, so this is the summed up value. Alright, so moving on to the next function, which is sum ifs. Sum ifs. So the sum ifs function extends the functionality of sum if function to allow multiple criterias. So we're going to pick up our range in runs column. Alright, and we're going to pick up our range here in country column. So our country is going to be, let's say, India. So we're going to add another criteria from matches greater than 70. So it will add up those runs. It will add up those runs of the players which are from India and has played more than 70 matches. So enter. So this is the summed up value. Alright, so our next function is the concatenate function. So the concatenate function in Excel is used to combine or join multiple text strings into a single string. So you can use the concatenate function with two or more arguments, and it will join them together in the order specified. So we are going to join the player name with their country with hyphen in between. So we're going to write this concatenate. So our first name is going to be A2, and what do we want in between? You can enter whatever you want, forward slash, space, but we want hyphen here, hyphen, and our second text is in B2, which is the country name. Alright, enter. Alright, so it has joined our player name with the country with hyphen in between. So we're going to apply this to all the other names. Alright, so it has joined the player names with the country and hyphen in between. So I hope you have understood the concatenate function. So moving on to the next functions. So our next function is upper and lower. So these are very easy functions and are very helpful while doing data cleaning. So the upper function takes a text string as its argument and converts all the characters in that string to uppercase. So let's do that. Write the name upper and select the cell. Alright, so it has converted all the characters into uppercase. So same so the lower function is the same but quite the opposite of upper. Well, it takes a text string as its argument and converts all the characters in that string to lowercase. So we're going to do that. Lower, select the cell, enter. So it has converted all the characters to lowercase. So I'm going to drag and drop to apply this to all the other names. Hurry up, man. Alright, so it has converted all the characters to uppercase. Alright. Okay, so the lower function has converted all the names to lowercase. So I hope that you understand the upper and lower function. Alright, moving on. So basically the thing that we are going to work on now is not a function. It is basically data bars. So the data bars are a type of conditional formatting that allows you to visually represent the values in a range of cells using horizontal bars of varying lengths. So the length of each bar corresponds to the value in the cell, giving you a quick and intuitive way to understand the relative magnitude of the data. So we are going to apply the data bars conditional formatting to our average column. So going to select it all, Control Shift down. I'm going to apply, go to conditional formatting, go to data bars and pick whatever style you want. Gradient fill, if you it depends on you if you want the solid fill or gradient fill. I'm going with this one. Alright, so you can see it is very catchy and attractive to the eyes, and it is very useful while doing data analysis. Alright, moving on. So our next function is a round. So in Excel, the round function is used to round a number to a specified number of digits. It helps in simplifying or adjusting numerical values to a desired level of precision. So the round function is commonly employed when you need to present your data in a more manageable or readable form. So we're going to apply our round function to average column. Alright, so its syntax is pretty easy. It's just round, just select the cell name and then how many digits you want after the decimal point. So let's say 2, enter. So it has given us 51.75. Let's say if it was 51.756, so we told it to keep 2 digits after decimal point, so it would have automatically rounded up, so it would have become 51.76. so I hope you understand that concept of this function. We are going to apply this to all right. So this is the round function, and it is very useful while doing data analysis, and also when you want your data to be in a very good manageable or readable form.